been a dream to join the MCU. The movie is called The Fantastic Four. I'll confess, I did all my stretching for...
Pascal is getting very defensive. He's getting very much, of course, vocal toward the critics, toward Marvel fans, blaming everything on Trump, blaming everything on MAGA and Trump supporters again.
Times I felt like I was in a Reed Richards science class, which is not what I really wanted to be in.
Pedro Pascal is firing back. He's getting very tired of...
Look, this is not a life-changing, the MCU has been saved, this movie paid off my car, this movie cured my depression. It's not that. It's really not.
And now you got Disney CEO Bob Iger only making matters worse.
So, get this. The whispers coming from Disney right now are louder than 1,000 kids on a sugar high at Disneyland. Rumor has it Bob Iger, the guy who runs the whole kingdom, went full-on Captain Hook, blaming everyone but himself for the Fantastic Four box office belly flop. The rumor mill says the man even pointed a finger at Pedro Pascal. Can you believe it? The guy who played Joel in The Last of Us and Djarin in The Mandalorian, the golden boy of pop culture, is now the alleged scapegoat.
Disney and Marvel Studios, they went into panic mode, they went into damage control mode over, of course, all the Hollywood trades talking about this.
Now, if you ask me, this whole situation is wild. I mean, let's be real. The movie's failure was like watching a magic trick where the magician forgets the rabbit and just pulls out a used gym sock. And instead of owning up to the bad trick, the Disney CEO allegedly tried to pin it on the rabbit's owner. The word is that Iger had a full-blown meltdown during a private executive meeting. Apparently, his face was redder than a strawberry that just got caught stealing a cookie. He was pacing back and forth, ranting about how Pedro's woke politics drove away a chunk of the audience. The whole scene sounded like a divorced dad arguing with his teenage kid about why their favorite band sucks. Now, the real question is, did anyone have the guts to stand up and say, maybe, just maybe, the movie itself wasn't good?
Our first steps now sitting at $367 million worldwide and actually going through a 66% drop globally speaking.
Sources close to this situation say that's exactly what one brave soul did. A mid-level marketing executive, bless his heart, allegedly suggested the script might have been the problem. He supposedly brought up the fact that the movie didn't have the same kind of heart as some of the older Marvel films. That's when Iger, according to the whispers, went from Captain Hook to an angry, angry squirrel. He shut the guy down, insisting that the movie's quality wasn't the issue. He said the script was brilliant, the casting was inspired, and the story was ahead of its time. That's when another executive, who allegedly has a direct line to Pascal's team, brought up another juicy piece of gossip. This executive reportedly said Pedro was, and I quote, not taking it well. Whispers say Pascal was not only frustrated by the film's poor reception, but also furious about Iger's private comments. It's said that Pedro felt thrown under the bus, and not in the, hey, I'm a hero and I'm jumping in front of this thing to save a puppy kind of way. More like the, whoa, I just got run over by a bus and nobody seems to care kind of way. The rumor is that Pedro's representatives have been trying to schedule a meeting with Iger to clear the air, but Iger has been avoiding them. It's a classic case of, I can dish it out, but I can't take it. What kind of CEO avoids his star actor after publicly dragging him through the mud? Well, the plot thickens. My sources tell me that the entire situation is not just about the Fantastic Four movie. It's about a deeper, more complicated problem within Disney itself. Rumors suggest that Iger is feeling the pressure from all sides, from shareholders, from critics, and from fans who feel the company has lost its way. The Fantastic Four failure was just the tipping point, the final straw that broke the camel's back. In fact, a fly on the wall in one of these executive meetings claims to have overheard Iger saying, "We have to fix this, or we're going to become Blockbuster." I mean, comparing your multi-billion-dollar empire to a defunct video rental chain is not a good sign. It's like a 5-star chef comparing their latest dish to a frozen microwave meal. But get this, Iger allegedly didn't stop there. He then said something so unbelievable, it made the entire room go silent. My source, who I will call Deep Throat because it sounds more dramatic, says Iger then started talking about the future of Marvel and Disney. He supposedly said that the studio might need to make some drastic changes, and he was even considering the possibility of recasting some key roles. When asked which roles he was referring to, Deep Throat claims Iger looked right at the person who asked the question with a look that could curdle milk and didn't say a word. The silence, Deep Throat claims, was so thick you could cut it with a butter knife. The entire room knew who he was talking about. He was talking about Pedro Pascal. I mean, what? You cast the guy, you give him the biggest role of his career, and then after one bad movie, you're already looking for a replacement? It's like you hire a new intern and then fire them on their first day because they spilled a cup of coffee. The word is that news of this secret meeting has since gotten back to Pascal's camp, and let's just say they are not happy. The gossip suggests that Pedro's team is now playing hardball. They are reportedly threatening to pull him out of any future Marvel projects and even from his hit show, The Mandalorian. This would be a massive blow to Disney, as Pedro is a huge part of their brand. The whispers are that his team is demanding an apology from Iger, both publicly and privately. They want Iger to acknowledge that the movie's failure was a team effort and not just one person's fault. It's a power play, and it's a big one. But this is where things get even more interesting, because my source claims that a few other major Marvel stars are now getting involved. Apparently, they are all siding with Pedro. They are allegedly telling Iger that if he doesn't make things right with Pascal, they might just walk away too. This is turning into a full-blown Hollywood civil war. The list of stars allegedly siding with Pedro includes some of the biggest names in the MCU, like Chris Hemsworth, Tom Holland, and even Robert Downey Jr. himself. Can you imagine? Tony Stark, Thor, and Spider-Man all telling the head of Disney that he needs to apologize to Mr. Fantastic? It's like if the Avengers had a union and they decided to go on strike. Rumors say that Iger is now feeling the pressure from his own stars and is starting to backtrack. He has allegedly instructed his PR team to prepare a new statement, one that is more conciliatory and less accusatory. But the damage, as they say, has already been done. The public knows what he really thinks, and the stars know what he's capable of. The real question is, will a PR statement be enough to fix this mess? Well, that's where the rumor mill really starts to churn. My source says that Iger is now trying to get Pedro to sign a new contract with a massive pay raise and an executive producer credit on his future projects. It's a classic Hollywood move. I'll insult you, but then I'll throw a ton of money at you to make it all go away. It's like a guy who cheats on his wife and then buys her a new car to make up for it. But here's the thing. Pedro is reportedly not interested in the money. He wants his reputation back. He wants Iger to admit he was wrong. And according to my source, he has a secret weapon that he's been saving just for this moment. The word is that Pedro has a recording of that private executive meeting where Iger was allegedly ranting and raving. A recording of Iger blaming him, a recording of Iger talking about recasting his role, and a recording of Iger comparing Disney to Blockbuster. My source says that Pedro plans on releasing the recording if Iger doesn't publicly apologize and make things right. I mean, can you imagine that? The internet would break. The memes would be legendary. It would be the biggest PR scandal in Disney history, bigger than the time they accidentally leaked a photo of Mickey Mouse without his ears. And get this. The person who gave Pedro the recording is allegedly a high-ranking Disney executive who is now working with a major rival studio. I'm telling you, this is the kind of stuff they make movies about. So, where does this leave us? The whispers are that Disney is now in a full-blown crisis mode. They are trying to find a way to appease Pedro without making Iger look like a fool. They are trying to figure out how to handle the other stars who are threatening to walk out, and they're trying to figure out how to stop Pedro from releasing that recording. It's a ticking time bomb, and it's a bomb that could take down not just one movie, but an entire cinematic universe. The real question is, will Iger swallow his pride and apologize, or will he double down and risk everything? Because right now, the fate of the MCU, and maybe even Disney itself, hangs in the balance. All because one man, who's in charge of a multi-billion-dollar empire, allegedly decided to blame everyone but himself for a bad movie.